All right, last week you learned how to add and subtract fractions. And when you added and subtracted fractions, the denominator had to be the same. When you multiply fractions, it's a little bit different. You do not need the same denominator. So let's say we have 2/6 times 1/2. Okay? You'll notice that the denominators are not the same. And that's okay. Denominators only have to be the same when you add and subtract. Okay? So we are not worried about getting these the same. The first step when you model how to multiply fractions is to draw a big area model. So I'm going to go ahead and draw one big area model. Okay? I'm going to split this area model 6 ways. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to shade 2 of them. So right now I have an area model that shows 2/6. Now, when we added and subtracted, we made a second area model for this fraction. When you multiply, you don't. You use the same area model. So I'm going to take this model and now I'm going to split it in half. And I have to shade 1/2. So I'm going to shade all of this because I need to shade half of it. So I've got it all shaded in. You can see here I've shaded my 2/6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I've shaded my 1/2, 1, 2. All right. Now, how you find the answer is you look at the overlap. What boxes have the 2 colors shaded in it? Just these 2, right? So I highlight the overlap and I count. There were 2 boxes that had both colors in it. That's my numerator. And my denominator is how many total boxes I had in all, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So my answer would be 2/12. But we know that that's no longer an acceptable answer. And I need to reduce my fraction. So I'm going to divide by 2 and divide by 2. And I end up with 1/6 as my answer. Okay? So remember, multiplying a fraction by a fraction is a little bit different. You're no longer doing a model for this fraction and this fraction. You're putting it all in the same model. So you start with that big area model. Then you split it as many ways as in your first fraction, which was 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We shaded 2 of those 6. Then we split that same model by our second fraction, which was in half. 1, 2. And we shaded 1 full half. Then we counted the overlap is how we got our numerator, and the total number of parts was our denominator. All right, keep practicing at home.